Disclaimer: the following animation may not be to anyone's standards, and that's okay. Hi guys, welcome to my AP Final TED Ed animation video. The vocab we are discussing in this video is all from Unit 3, Cultural Patterns and Processes. This animation was brought to you by a member of Codair Studios, Rachel Codair. I have 9 vocab terms to discuss with you today. We will begin with culture and move on to its 2 subsections, popular culture and folk culture. From there, we will move on to diffusion and its 5 subsections: relocation diffusion, expansion diffusion, hierarchical diffusion, contagious diffusion, and then stimulus diffusion. Let's start off with the question, what is culture? The definition of culture is the beliefs, customs, arts, etc. of a particular group or society. This can be described as the body of customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits that together constitute a group's distinctive trait. This also encompasses religion, cultural taboos, and more for a society. Popular culture versus folk culture. What are the differences? Congratulations, you have made it to term 2. You have 8 more terms remaining. Popular culture. Popular culture is the name for the culture that develops in large, heterogeneous, culturally diverse societies that share certain habits despite differences in personal characteristics. To dive a little deeper into popular culture, let's look at some examples. Popular culture brings social idols into public view. One example of this facet of popular culture is Taylor Swift. Pop stars like Taylor Swift have their entire lives broadcasted, creating new cultural practices that may disappear or outlive them. Taylor Swift, with her Eras Tour, brought back into fashion the usage of beaded bracelets or friendship bracelets at her concert. Another example of popular culture is the speed at which fashion changes. Term 3, folk culture. Folk culture is traditionally practiced by small, homogeneous, identical culturally groups living in isolated rural areas. In opposition with popular culture, folk culture has traditional clothing that changes over a very long period of time, if at all, from the original civilization. This video previously discussed the speed of fashion in both popular culture and folk culture. So now we are going to discuss the foil to Taylor Swift. As the foil subsection of culture, folk culture has a distinct lack of social idols or icons when in comparison to popular culture. Term 4 is diffusion. Diffusion is how a characteristic, feature, or trend spreads across space from one place to another over time. Term 5 is the first subsection of diffusion. Expansion diffusion is the subsection of diffusion that holds the other 3 subsections within it. Expansion diffusion is the spreading out of an idea or feature from one place to another in an additive process. There are 3 types of expansion diffusion. The first type is hierarchical. The second type is contagious. And the final type is stimulus. Term 6, stimulus diffusion. The spread of an underlying principle even though a specific characteristic is rejected. Term 7, relocation diffusion. An idea is spread from the physical movement of people from one place to another. Term 8, contagious diffusion. The very widespread and rapid diffusion of a characteristic throughout a population. Term 9, hierarchical diffusion. Hierarchical diffusion is the spreading of a trait, characteristic, or something else through a node or person of authority to other people. That's all, folks. This was hard. I'm never doing this again.